Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. It's your girl Kay, and today I'm going to be telling you all about my dissertation research. So I have about 6 weeks left until my dissertation defense, which is on April 19th. And I am super nervous, but I'm also really excited to talk about my project, what I found, and what I hope to do in the future with the stuff that I found. So, as some of you know, I am a PhD student and doctoral candidate at Virginia Commonwealth University. I'm in the Media, Art, and Text program, which is an interdisciplinary program that funnels English, communications, and art. And my research actually started about a decade ago. So I got my master's in organizational communications from Bowie State University. And with my master's degree, I wrote a thesis, and I wrote my thesis on digital violence against Black women. In particular, I looked at how Leslie Jones was treated during the Ghostbuster movie rollout by a well-known troll. I believe you pronounce his name Milo Yiannopoulos, and how him and his supporters basically did disgusting things. Like, they posted photos of them ejaculating on pictures of her. They were calling her all types of monkeys and just very different racist things because they did not like the fact that she was a part of this movie as a Black woman. And with my master's thesis, I did a focus group of women ages 18 to 25 in the DMV area. And I interviewed them in the focus group, and we talked about Twitter, their experiences online on Twitter, if they felt like Twitter was protecting them from different types of violence, and what were some things that they think that Twitter should do. So originally, my goal when I went into my PhD program was to continue this research, but I wanted to focus on like the safety and trust council for Twitter and how I could change that. But luckily, one of my really good colleagues and mentors, Dr. Andre Brock, check out his work, basically pulled me to the side. We had a meeting and basically was like, what can you do to preserve your joy as you do this work? Because looking at digital violence can be very, very draining and exhausting, and it can also be very harmful. So it made me think, I know I can't change Twitter, right? But what I can do is I can talk to other Black women about their experiences online and what they do to protect themselves, right? Because we know that Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, they're not very good at blocking comments and stopping us from getting harassed, right? So I was like, okay, let me do that. So my first year of my program, I came across Dr. Moya Bailey's book, Misogynoir Transformed. And when I read her book, it immediately was like, that's what it's called. It's called Misogynoir. I did not know what the name of this violence was that I was witnessing, but I knew it was very particular to Black women. And I was like, what the fuck is this called? It was called Misogynoir, and a light bulb went off in my head. And I said, I want to look at digital misogynoir. Digital is my playground. Like, everything I do involves the internet, in particular involves Twitter. So I really wanted to look at digital misogynoir. And as I went through my PhD program, through my coursework, and I started to flesh out my idea, I realized that at first I wanted to just focus on what happened to Megan Thee Stallion when she got shot by Tory Lanez, and how people were treating her on Twitter, and how she used her performance, her music, and her social media presence to combat digital misogynoir. And that was going to be my entire dissertation defense. That's what I was going to focus on. I was going to do a content analysis, a discourse analysis, a lyrical analysis, and I wanted to interview Black women and non-binary femmes because, as you all know, I am non-binary. And when I started to interview them, I realized that, like, Megan Thee Stallion's experience informed my work, but the stories of these quotidian, which means everyday, Black women and non-binary femmes with experiences with digital misogynoir, the data is so rich and there's so much that can be talked about. So I took it upon myself to scale back the work on just looking at hip-hop artists, in particular Megan Thee Stallion, and I used Megan Thee Stallion's experience as a foundation for the interviews and the stuff that I was looking for as far as harm reduction from my interview participants. So in my interviews, I asked them a series about 26 questions. It was divided up into 3 parts: their Twitter uses for every day, misogynoir, and then harm reduction. And basically during the interviews, I just talked to them about their experiences online and their experiences in the world. So we talked about them experiencing misogynoir in their day-to-day life, if they witness digital misogynoir, how they protect themselves online, do other people intervene, what are some things that you've noticed that have happened online that, you know, are upsetting, how do you protect yourself, right? All of these things were really interesting to me. And during my interviews, I interviewed like 53 people. I was able to really learn a lot of information. So once I got through collecting all of my data, I went ahead and decided that I wanted to do in a Black feminist storytelling autoethnography. So I wanted to weave in my own personal stories of digital misogynoir based on the interviews that I had with my participants. So throughout my dissertation, there are these different moments where I'm talking about my own experiences in the past, and while I was actually going through the process of writing the dissertation, I had experienced quite a few forms of digital misogynoir. And I talk about those forms of digital misogynoir and how that informs me and how that makes me feel more connected to my participants, because we are both experiencing these things at the same time. Based on my research, I was able to come up with a few themes that arise during the interviews, and from those themes, I created not necessarily solutions, but just really looked at like how, like, what were the consequences of like the algorithm and like violence and stuff like that. I looked at like critical consciousness and empowerment. So how are they building community online, and how are they creating solidarity and sisterhood, but also how do like the matrix of domination and controlling images like the mammy, the Jezebel, the welfare queen, how do those things like determine how people treat Black women and non-binary femmes online? And I also looked at like their harm reduction. So I looked at their digital self-defense and their harm reduction tactics. I looked at how they use cyber feminism. I looked at how they reclaim the digital spaces. I looked at digital alchemy, which you all can learn more about in Dr. Moya Bailey's book. And also Seyi Akiwowo's book as well. And I will put the names of the books down in the caption for you all, so you all can check those out. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of my research, is that I am a researcher who has been looking at digital misogynoir for the past decade, and I'm interested in how Black women and non-binary femmes create harm reduction online. So I'm looking at how we are protecting ourselves from digital misogynoir on websites such as Twitter, because most of us enjoy being on social media, but we know it comes with different forms of violence. And y'all might be able to hear my cat in the background, I'm sorry. And I'm also really interested in really coining this term clapping back, which is most of y'all have heard, but I haven't really seen it a lot in the literature, and looking at how Black women and non-binary femmes clap back at digital misogynoir. Like, how are we holding these people accountable online who are coming at us crazy? Like, how do we let them know that you picked the wrong one, you fucked around and you found out, right? So that's really what my research is about, and I'm really excited to further my research and to do more work with the data that I collected. And I'm really excited to share that with everyone when I do my dissertation defense. And I'm really like excited that I made this video, because I don't really get to talk about my research in depth like that unless I'm talking to like my friends or my committee members or stuff like that. But I don't get to tell like other people about my work unless like I'm doing an event. So it's nice to be able to kind of like chronicle and make a video about my work. So if you're more interested in, if you're interested in learning more about my work, I will link a teach-in that I did with Black women radicals in the School of Black Feminist Politics on digital misogynoir and harm reduction. That is a really good way to understand what I'm studying and understand what I've found so far. So you all check that out. And if you have any questions about my research, please feel free to leave them in the comments.